Explain micro decisions.
Yeah. So the brain, like I said, those 35,000 decisions, we have the subconscious or system one doing the bulk of our processing all the time. And so little things that we don't think should matter are continually influencing the way that we make a decision. And so I gave the example of, email subject line or something at work. And I talk a lot about a particular example of something that happened to me that I think is a good way to show how this can happen at work. So, 10 years ago, I was working at a company. I'd only been there for a couple of months. And on a Thursday at 10 a.m., I got an email from my boss that said, "We need to talk, be in my office at 2." And that is a terrifying email to get from your boss, right? And, do we think that I just said, okay, well, 4 hours of work and then I'm going to go see what that's about? No, I stressed and was panicking for 4 hours. I didn't get anything productive done. I spent all that time, looking at every project I was working on and every interaction I had had to be ready for what was coming at 2. So I get, waved in when the time comes, gesture to sit down. And the message is, "Hey, I'm going to be out of the office tomorrow. And I wanted you to know that you're the name I'm putting in my autoresponder in my email." And that was it. Right. And so who knows what else we talked about in that meeting. But everything was really impacted by the word choice in that email. And maybe she saved 2 minutes of time by not writing a more thoughtful email. But it cost me hours of productive time because of the ripples that happened after the fact. If instead of saying, "We need to talk, be in my office at 2," that email had said, "I'm going to be out tomorrow. Can you meet at 2 o'clock to discuss?" It's a totally different scenario. And if she had been ready to tell me something that was a change that was being asked of me, whether it was something that, was objectively good or something bad that was maybe coming down the line, I am by no means prepared to hear it after that first email, but would be okay, potentially ready for it in the other scenario. So those little things, again, that we don't feel like should matter are really, really important when it comes to working with teams.
Right. I think there's a great takeaway there, Melina, that if you're writing an email to anybody, whether it's an employee or maybe your spouse or significant other, don't start off with, "We need to talk," and say nothing else.
I know.
That might be the key takeaway of this entire conversation, Melina.
Yeah, for sure.